Hey everyone, so for today's video I'm going to be showing you how I made these laser engraved Christmas ornaments. I know it's only August, but it's almost Christmas time, so if you are thinking of gifts to give away, and even if you just want to make this for your family, for your own Christmas trees, you can absolutely do this. I used, of course, an xTool laser engraver, and yeah, they look so pretty, and hopefully you can make yours too. And I'll show you the process, and let's get started.
Yummy!
Okay, so to start, we are gonna need our ornaments. I am using glass ornaments, and the brand is Ashland. I believe I got these from Michael's, and they come in different colors, but I just want to say that the colors that you would pick will also affect your engraving, only because some ornaments or some colors are coated lightly and some are heavily coated. So I suggest that you would always do a test run just to make sure that you're not going to ruin a lot of your ornaments. And also, just to help out a little bit, I also try to, this is again for the sake of framing, I also try to use masking tape just a little bit. I would use this to make sure that where I'm going to put my laser head will be, the spot where I want it to be and it's not all crooked. So yeah, we're gonna remove this actually before the engraving, and now I will show you the settings that I use. Okay, so now we are in LightBurn, and I'm going to show you the settings I use to engrave those Christmas ornaments. Um, what I do is, and it's true for all the projects that I make, what I do is I would always use a shape, either a square, a rectangle, a circle, just to help me frame my text or my design, just so I know for sure where they're gonna go. It's very important. Um, and in this case, I want my text to be about 2 inches or a little over 2 inches in width, and maybe a little less than an inch for its height. So I would just create this rectangle. You can always do that by selecting this box right here and just drag it, and there you are. And then you can always resize that depending on what you need. So for this one, I'm just going to delete that, and I'm going to stick with this size right here. Right now, it says that the width is 2.5490 and the height is just a little over an inch or an inch. And then I am going to put my text inside it. So we're going to click this A right here for text. And then I am going to say Keras. Okay, so we're going to select that again. So now we are going to change this font. This font is cute, but I am gonna use another font. And by the way, if you want to learn how to install cute fonts in your computer, and to use that as well when you're doing projects in Lightburn, check out my other video. It is there, and yeah, I hope it will help. So for this one, let's say I'm going to use this font right here. So I just installed this font from dafont.com, and I also have that in that tutorial. So right here, we are going to make sure that our text will fit inside this box or this rectangle. And then I am just going to resize that just a little bit more. Okay, I think I can still see that. Okay, so when we engrave this one, we are not going to engrave this rectangle. We're only going to engrave this text right here, so the name. So what we're going to do is, if you look over to the right, you can see that we have for the pink color, and it's right here, that is our rectangle. That the setting, it doesn't really matter for speed or power, because we're going to turn off that output. I'm also going to turn off the air assist, but I will just enable show because I want that to be my guide. And for the red one, which is our text right here, we are going to highlight that, and here we are going to change it. Usually I would use 70 millimeters per second for my speed, and for my power I use 45. So let's change that to 45, and I'm not going to change anything else here. I'm going to enable, I'm going to enable air assist, and I click OK. So also for air assist, you can turn that on using this button right here. And of course, I want that output, so I am going to enable that. And also make sure, because we are working, our material is an ornament, so we are going to enable rotary. And yeah, if we are going to oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to say that you should always use fill for engraving that. And then I am good with this job origin. I would recommend that you should know your laser, you know, where it begins, because it's very, it might be different. You know, your laser might be different from mine. I set it up probably differently than yours. So how it goes might be a little different. For me, it works like this. Again, it's very important, know your laser. And then I'm just going to see how long it will take me to engrave this. So I'll just select all, and then I'm going to press Alt button plus P. And yeah, it will take me 1 minute and 46 seconds. So click OK. But before I start engraving, I want this to appear like sideways on the screen right here. So I'm going to rotate that, and I would do 90 degrees. There you go. The reason is that I want this to appear this way when and I will show you that later on my ornament, because otherwise, if I don't make it like that, it will look kind of weird with my ornament. Again, I will show you that later what I'm talking about. But yeah, don't forget to make sure that your position is correct. Again, if you're not sure, always do a test run. For me, this works great, and I always get it perfectly. So I hope that will also help you. Okay, so here's what I was talking about when I mentioned earlier that you need to rotate and position your text properly and how you want it to appear in your material. So the reason why I put or at least I rotated my text the way it is, because when I place my material in my xTool laser to be engraved, it is positioned like this, and I want my name to be read from here to here. So if I did not rotate that earlier, then my name would be from here to here, and I thought that was just kind of weird, because when you place that ornament on the tree, so it should read like that. Okay, so now here is my laser and my ornament. So I apologize if it's a little loud, as you may have already known that, you know, xTool, when you turn it on, it can be loud. So yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier when I said that I might need this masking tape. It's only because my honeycomb actually is never square. So It just helps me to make sure that my even though my RA rotary is not really square or perfectly aligned, that helps me to make sure that the words or the text will be engraved properly. So yeah, as you can see, if we can just rotate that a little bit, I'm using the crosshair, that red light. I'm using that as my guide, so I know it's not going to be like perfectly aligned because of the shape of the material, but that is just what I'm talking about. So now I am good with that, and I'm going to remove that mark. Oops, if I don't remove the the ornament. So now I am going to frame it. What I do is I would find a spot, the highest spot of the ornament, and make sure that my focus is correct. So right now I am good with that, but to help you find that focus, it is always good to use your laser head, and as you may have already known, it comes with this thing right here that you can use so that you can help. It's right here to help you focus it. So use that one, take advantage of it. And then I am going to find my beginning spot, and I will use this laser head, not the crosshair. So I want it, I think, right there. And before I actually start framing it, I will just try to move it just a little bit, just to see where it's gonna go, and just to make sure I'm not gonna hit the material once I start framing. And yeah, I think I'm good with that. And by the way, this is RA Rotary Pro that I'm using. I am just using these extensions, or however you call these. You're also using that for rings, engraving rings and stuff. And I did not remove this. I use this when I am engraving water bottles, so I just left it there and attach these attachments. So yeah, right now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna click frame in LightBurn, and so I can see for sure where it is going to go when I start engraving. I think I am good right there. And yeah, I'm gonna start framing. So when I start framing, I will just click on that rectangle that we have as a guide, not the entire thing, not the text, but just the rectangle. So it's right there, and I think I am good with that. So now after framing it, I'm going to select all. So that will include the rectangle, and that will also include the text. And then I'm going to click start. But before I do that, I'm going to turn on my air assist first, and I'm also going to close my enclosure so I don't get all that smoke and also the laser light and the infrared. So yeah, I'll show you the product later. Okay, so I'm just going to show you how it is engraving right now. This is just from outside the enclosure, so bear with me. But after a minute, I'm going to show you the product. Okay, so now the engraving is done, and I turned off my laser. So this is the actual product. Oops, let me just loosen it up a little bit. Okay, and all you gotta do is just clean this up. And yeah, look at how beautiful that is. And I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. See you next time. Bye.
you.